Hi everybody, it's Gail from Gail's Bookish Things. I wanted to show you this 176 page notebook and my plans for this. I wanted something that was thicker than a traditional TN insert for my Cherry Sky, the Waypoint leather from Chic Sparrow. This is a notebook that I have been using for basically book club notes. I don't really use it more than, once a month when we're meeting, or if I've read another book and I want to record information about it so I remember it. So I decided to take this notebook and give it more of a everyday purpose. I feel like for the money I spent on it and having it sit on a shelf seems a little pointless for such infrequent use. I really want to get my use out of the money, so out of the journal and the money I spent on it. So I decided to buy this soft notebook. It's like a Moleskine, but it's kind of the economy Amazon version. I went on there the other day. Let me see if I can cut this open and show you, and we can look together. Basically, I just wanted a thicker insert that I could use for journaling. I have a TN that I use sort of as a book of days, I like to call it, where I record just stuff that we've done in a day or a week as things happen. But I wanted something, as I've been saying, thicker for journaling and creative endeavors. So sometimes I like to play around with lettering, or I like to write down a quote or a poem I've come across that's meaningful, or I want to expound a bit on some of the things that I'm feeling and experiencing with life and questions and so forth. So I bought this. This was less than $8. It's you can find it on Amazon. They only had 4 colors left, so I chose this kind of turquoisey, tealy blue because I thought it would look pretty neat with that red. And it actually goes well with that insert, if I can fit them all in there. So it's Minimalism Art. I hope that's showing. I always get a glare. Dotted paper, and it's 176 pages, soft cover. And it's called the blue, but they had like an orange and 2 other colors I don't. I like a lime green, which would have been similar to this. And I really like greens, but I was afraid it was going to be a little bit more neon than I wanted. So I chose this, and I am happy with that. It won't really show too much when it's in the notebook, but I think it goes well together, and I kind of like that they coordinate, even though it's not going to be readily visible. So anyway, I am going to take this to Office Depot. I just called them in for $4. They will cut this down to size so that it will fit in this standard size or / narrow size traveler's notebook cover. So I'm going to have it in here, and I'm going to use it then, like I said, for longer journaling, not just a few memory ideas, but just that kind of place where you think and work things out in your mind or whatever. So I think it's going to look neat. So you can kind of see, I will take out these book club inserts if I need to. And then what's going to happen is this will be cut down and it'll fit in there, and it'll bulk this up a little bit, because right now it's way too much notebook for the little bit that I have in there. As you can see, it just curls around the front, and there's nothing in there to give it as much structure as I want. I just want it to hold a little more tightly, a little more fully, without being overstuffed. So I'm going to come back after I get this cut, and we will insert that together and see what they can do for me. And as I'm looking at it, it almost seems like I don't need any height taken off. I just need width. So I better play around with that before I go. I will show you when we're done. And in case you're looking for something like that too, it's sort of like that idea of having a cafe notes for your B6 Slim. It's a thicker, chunkier book. I don't know how this compares to that, but it's definitely thicker than your traditional traveler's notebook insert. And that's what I want. I want something that's going to last a little bit longer, that I can journal in for a longer amount of time before switching it out. So there you go. Thanks for watching, and we'll be back in a little bit. Hi, so I'm back. It's been several hours since I did the earlier part of this video. I meant to get to the Office Depot earlier, but didn't work out till this evening. So anyway, this is what they were going to charge $4 for, was to cut off this length here. I think it was, or width or something. You know, I don't know. Not quite 1.5, a little over 1 1/4, to make it be this size. And so after I did the first part earlier, I noticed that this is barely longer than the 8 4 inch insert. So I just left it as is because I thought that was going to be a little tricky to cut, and I was afraid it might slip and kind of be more mangled instead of having a nice cut. So I just did the width. So this is what it was before, and this is what it is now. So it's just like a nice thick traveler's notebook insert. So I just like the idea of having that be thicker for some more lengthy journaling. I'm going to take out my book club books. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to put these back in or maybe just kind of hold those together another way, because like I said, I don't need those real often. But I did want to use this Cherry Sky Waypoint leather with all my little crumbs on it more frequently, and I just wanted to get a thicker journal. So I've said all that. It seems like a long time ago because it was earlier in the day, but here we are. So I guess I could do a couple things. I could kind of split this in the middle and use these middle strings. Let's see how that looks, but then we'll try something else. I feel like this elastic is really tight on there, like it might need to be loosened up just a little, because I've had a lot of pull right here, even with my other inserts in there. That just bugs me. I don't like that. So I might need to loosen that, but that would work beautifully. And it's still not super thick, so I might be able to add my other things back and just keep those tucked in the back and use this all when I'm ready. Another thought I had was to take this cover like this, and I wonder if this could kind of work like a folio. If that would be a good way of using this as a journaling notebook. It doesn't pull on here. See how that just kind of seems like that tends to want to dent in. If you have any thoughts on that, please let me know. Is this because the elastic is too tight, or is it just because the leather has that floppiness and it can't support that strain with it being this tight? I don't really know, but I kind of like this. Could easily take it out if I wanted to write in it, and I felt like this was getting in the way. I don't know. Something to think about. And then the thought was to tuck it in here. I won't do that right now, but I don't think that's going to work because of the strings. So let's try just using one string in the back and see if the pull is less. I actually think I kind of prefer that. It's still pulling down. I guess I'm just really needing to loosen that. I don't know. I've not really had that problem before. But I think this is going to be good. I like this turquoisey, is that a word? I don't know. Turquoise blue insert with this red. I think those are really striking colors together. And let's just see what happens if I put my two notebooks in here that I use for book club. I'm just kind of randomly putting them there. That's not really exactly in the middle or anything. This has 4 strands if you're not familiar with this style. So I can at least do 4, possibly more. This seems super, super tight. So that's what's making me think I need to loosen this or need a book in there that has some holding power to it. Ooh, I kind of like that. But then that makes this one, as you can see, that kind of sticks out. I just cut this one at home using an X-Acto knife. It was fuller, like not this much wider, but a little bit wider, and I wanted it to fit in this traveler's notebook, and I didn't quite get it right. So that one isn't going to work in there. But we'll take that out. This is kind of almost full anyway. It's a really cute book. My daughter gave it to me, and it has all kinds of fun quotes on reading, so it was perfect for a book club notebook. I really just kind of like that. And I could add more in there for a little more structure, but I guess that spine twine, or string I mean, needs to be loosened up. So I will work on that. But anyway, there you go. That's an idea. Just if you have a thicker notebook, wider notebook that you want to use for a traveler's notebook that's standard size, just go ahead and take it to the office supply store of whatever you have near. I went to Office Depot, and I had called the guy earlier in the day, and he said, yeah, we can do that, and that'll be $4. And when we went there and he cut it, he didn't charge us anything. He said that took me about 30 seconds, so I will not charge you for that. I really appreciated that. That was a kind gesture. So that was fun. Anyway, there you go. There's another idea. I think I am really going to like using this notebook with this in here. I love the... it helps fill it out a little bit. It's not super chunky, but it just gives it some more substance. This is a soft cover, but it still has some firmness to it. It's not like a hard cardboard book cover. See, so that helps give this notebook some structure. It's got all these crumb things on it. I'm not sure where that's all coming from. Anyway, there you go. Hope that was helpful or interesting to you. I think it's a great way to use up notebooks you might have on hand, or if you just don't have quite the right size, think about maybe what you can kind of repurpose with a little altering. That's always a good idea to use up what you have. I did buy that, but that is what I did to this one, and that made it work better too. Okay, well, we will see you next time. Have a great rest of the day.